551. Flowers by Jenny Lynn, the art of fresh flowers.
Is your home sad, lonely, and depressed? Feeling like the last house on a dead-end road? Your home may be suffering from muddy gutter syndrome. A simple call to the Delaware Valley Gutter Monkeys is the first step in the solution to muddy gutter syndrome, a medically recognized condition. Millions of homes suffer in silence from this disease, but now there's help. Break this silence and call the Delaware Valley Gutter Monkeys at 215-942-9200.
Give us a call and we'll professionally clean and repair your gutters. We'll make sure your whole roof drainage system is functioning properly and give your home our 10-point topside inspection. Visit us at DelawareValleyGutterMonkeys.com or call 215-942-9200 and we'll return your call the very same day.
Gutter cleaning by the Delaware Valley Gutter Monkeys may result in bright smiles, excessive happiness, joyous lawn dancing, and overzealous celebration. On rare occasions, cartwheels and backflips have occurred. A Delaware Valley Gutter Monkey treatment is safe for women who are pregnant or trying to become pregnant. Gutter cleaning may not be right for everyone, only people whose homes who actually have gutters.
Visit us at DelawareValleyGutterMonkeys.com.
No monkeys were harmed in the making of this commercial.
When an Eagles player gets hurt, the team takes care of him. When you get hurt, the attorneys at Begley, Carlin, and Mandio will take care of you. They understand that a severe accident can be a life-altering event. You need a reliable teammate to fight for you. The attorneys at Begley, Carlin, and Mandio will get you great results. And if there's no recovery, there's no fee. Contact them today at 215-750-0110 for a free consultation. 215-750-0110 for a reliable ally that's on your side.
You're listening to 1490 WBCB and on your FM dial at 107.3 W297CL Levittown.
Good morning, race fans, and welcome to Yardley, Pennsylvania.
And joining us for Wide Open Wednesday, right here on WBCB, host of Need for Speed and part of Fletcher's Garage, we have your host, Fred Fletcher.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's Wide Open Wednesday, and like Steve said, I'm Fred Fletcher, and usually Nick Leach is here, so he's temporarily MIA, so he's probably got the radio on, so hurry up and get over here, Nick. And but we do have two great guests here today. We have Warren Alston and Kate Brown, and Warren was here earlier talking about safety and stuff. What do you got on the table today?
Yeah, so it's great to be back on the show. I appreciate the opportunity to discuss some race safety. So, in all the travels that I do at all the different racetracks that I go to, one of the things that I've noticed is the competitors that are running a fire suppression system. Right now, obviously, there's a rule in New Jersey, and don't want to dabble into all that just yet. But anybody that, if you don't race in New Jersey and you carry the system with you wherever else you go, the top of the bottle, where the gauge is, the pressure gauge, there's a pin that's inside here, like a pin in your fire extinguisher,
right,
in your house. So the tops of the bottles, you have to take that pin out for the system to work. And if you don't, because it's called the travel pin, and if you don't take that system out, when you try to activate the system in the car, right, whether it's a manual system and you're pulling the handle, or it's an automatic system where it's a it's the like the sprinkler head glass opener, it won't go off. So that's why it's very important to make sure that you pull that travel pin out.
Okay.
You can attach it. I've seen some competitors use zip ties. I've seen somebody do one of the Velcro straps for for the wires, to secure it to the head of the bottle, just so that they have the travel pin, so that when you're loading the car up at the end of the night, putting it in the trailer, you put the travel pin in there so the system will inadvertently go off during your trip, your travel.
Okay.
So I've seen a lot of competitors doing that, and that's why that.
I don't know what I have in my car.
Right. So that's one of the things I've seen a lot with that. Another thing is to check the pressure in the tank. Right.
Okay.
Each of the systems has a little gauge on it, a little pressure gauge that will show it's discharged, overpressurized, or it's in the green that it's ready.
it's important to make sure that you did that, because if you look at your suppression system and the bottle is if in a discharge, the little arrow, the gauge shows in discharge, it's not going to work. There's nothing in there. There's probably been a leak in the propellant that's inside there, right? To allow the fire agent, whether you're using foam, whether you're using FE36 or Haltrol, whatever it might be, if that's not there to there's no propellant, you won't get anything out of the system. Okay. So then you would just need to send it back to the manufacturer. They can recharge the system, check it out, and see where did the leak come from, right, in regards to that. Those are really key things that everybody should be looking at, because if you have a fire, if you have a problem, you want that system, especially if it's on an automatic system, you want it to work and go off for you. Right. As we talked earlier, there have been some pretty bad fires of recent. So you want to make sure that system will be there for you in the event that something goes wrong. Right. Just little things, right? Just little things in regards to that.
All right, we got a little bit out of order, but now Nick's here, so he can put us back on track.
I don't know if I can put anybody back on track. It's been one of them days where you try to be where you're supposed to be, and you're not. And
did you need me to use the passing flag on 95 or something for you?
No, it wasn't 95. I went to drop a truck off and pick one up, and when I picked it, I should have took it to Fletcher's. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to leave that alone. But no, I mean, I'm glad you guys started without me. I probably smell like a coyote sitting here, but no, I mean, we all know what today is, right?
Yeah.
Yep. It's September 11th, 23 years. I just, we all have our days where we will never forget what happened there. I'm sitting next to a guy here that was there at Ground Zero. Of course, Reverend Dan was at Ground Zero 23 years ago in our country, one of the worst days in our country. And, back then I drove a mail truck for Don Ling, and I used to go to the biggest bulk mail center in the country in Jersey City. And you kind of take it for granted. You can see them Twin Towers anytime you want it. And, and then that happened, and you see them smoldering for months.
Yeah.
And people just went there and helped and done whatever they had to do. Guys like you who were there, and Reverend Dan and all the other people that were there, and now they're suffering because they gave their all for our country. You guys are heroes. I mean, you guys, people don't realize that when they were there and doing what they were doing, they were breathing death. And if you don't believe that, I'm sure Warren can attest to this, that you go to Ground Zero, you're there to do a job, you're there to try and find people, and these people are probably burnt and gone, and all that's there is their ashes, and you're breathing that in, not knowing what the circumstances are going to be later.
Right.
You guys are heroes. I mean, I know you're not going to believe that, Warren, but you go there. I've seen it. First responders. I've seen you do it how many times at New Egypt and Flemington. You have blatant disregard for yourself. You run to the car. I seen you get there faster than anybody, okay, before the safety people get there. Why? Because you care about people.
Yeah.
And these people with 9/11, that's why they done it, because they care for people. It's sad that it happened. It's sad that somebody thought that they could get away with that and do what they did. The other thing that's sad is the months after that, we all became one. It didn't matter what color you were, what nationality you were, who you were, we all became one. And damn it, if we could do that then, why can't we do that now?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean?
100%.
And I watched.
Yeah, we were talking on Facebook earlier with a friend of ours, and they were saying that how all the neighbors came out, and all my neighbors came out. We used to meet at the end of my street, and like 40 people just hanging out there holding flags and being united and getting to know each other. And it was absolutely a wonderful time. And that's how we grew up back in the 70s.
Right.
I mean, and then it kind of got away, and then 9/11 happened, and then it really joined up good. But now it's like, wow.
And then you watch what you watched last night, if you watched it, and put a 10 over the circus. That's a circus.
Yeah.
Our country is in trouble, and we all need to come together. Whether you like Donald Trump or you don't, or whether you like her or you don't, guys, we got to come together again and make this country right. Because if not, we're in a world of trouble, and it ain't got nothing to do with racing.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. Now,
but
the one thing that I made a post on social media, and those that follow me probably saw it, and a bunch of people liked it. Like either one of them, Vice President Harris, President Trump, right? Pick who's right, who's wrong. I don't know, right? But we all have to be Americans, and let's remember how we were September the 12th, and that's the best way. And I know a lot of people have posted it all over social media, but I think everybody just needs to hear it. That's the best way we can remember those that were there.
Exactly. I agree.
Yes, I mean I was up at 9/11. Right, I spent well longer there than I wanted to, but I know I had to be there. And to your point, Reverend Dan was there, and when I got to demobilized and back into the staging area at the Meadowlands, where there was thousands of responders from all over the area, to see that. And then before we left, I saw Reverend Dan before we went over to the Weehawken and Woodaway ferries. Right, we checked in with the state police trooper that was there. He had a piece of paper and a pencil. He's like, name, social security number, what agency are you with, and who do I call if you don't come back? That's all he asked for. And I was with Mark Potent. Mark's an EMS provider here in Bucks County. I looked at Mark and I said, this might be the day, Mark. And he's like, well, you ready? And I'm like, yeah, let's go. So we went over to Weehawken. But before we did that, the trooper said, if you want to, there's a police chaplain. And had his back to me, and I didn't see it. And it was Reverend Dan. And at that point, and I've said this numerous times. We said this at New Egypt, right, during our 9/11, our first responder nights. I said at that point, I knew I would be okay. I knew that it would be okay. And, Reverend Dan and I prayed, and like he says, we had a moment before we left, and I looked at him, he looked at me. We knew the gravity of the situation, and, and thankfully, Mark and I were able to come back, and there were so many that did not that night from the New York City, police, fire, emergency services, Port Authority, that did not, and there's hundreds of others that have suffered from 9/11 health-related issues that have since passed away from cancer and other health problems. So, and people are still dying from that.
And they have that memorial over in Makefield that's close to here.
Yep.
And if you ever get a chance to go over there, you need to go over and see that.
I actually did a radio show one of my radio shows over there, right? After they got done with the Garden Reflection, and I was there with Mike Fitzpatrick, Congressman Fitzpatrick. We got to be friends, so he was a guest on my show. And it was a very special time. Ellen Saraceni, the co-pilot of Flight 11, his wife was there, and it's a very touching. And if you ever get a chance to go over there and just check it out, it's a very moving memorial over there.
Absolutely.
I haven't been to Ground Zero yet. Yeah, I haven't been there to Ground Zero.
I was at Ground Zero, but it took me a while to go there because, this is, it takes you a while, right, to go there because there's a lot that you see.
Well,
But we got a chance to see the Flight 93 memorial when we went out to do the Silver Crown race at Jennerstown. The memorial is only 20 minutes from Jennerstown Speedway. So on our ride home, we stopped at the Flight 93 memorial. It's an impactful memorial when you see a group of motorcycle members, riders, right, big guys that are in a club that come there, and you see them crying when they're looking at the timeline and everything that's there, and to be able to go out and see, you get up close. There's a tour that they do. Right. But you could have heard a pin drop inside there. The only thing you heard were what the memorial was playing, the run of the tape, things like that. But nobody talked. Nobody was disrespectful. I mean, it was when you did speak, it was in very soft tones. So, that Flight 93 Memorial out in Shanksville is another great place to go.
You can't watch any of that footage without getting upset. And you know how I am. I wear my heart on my sleeve.
Oh yeah.
You know how I feel about my country and my first responders and the military and my family, and some of that got stripped away from me, and I'm still a little bitter. I'm not gonna lie, but this guy sitting next to me, he's brought me through some tough times. Fred brought me through a tough time this year, and I appreciate everything he's done for me. But me and Warren are brothers from another mother, and I've seen him do stuff that guys just don't do. Like I said, out of Flagler stand, he's the first guy there before anybody else, and he takes pride in that. He takes pride in making it safe for the guys that race. Now, talking about New Jersey's one of the toughest states to race in. A lot of guys don't want to race in New Jersey because there's too many rules, but you know what? I don't have any problem with the rules that we have, Warren, because we're probably one of the safest states to race in. And then you see stuff that happens in other states, guys not wearing gloves, guys not wearing Hans devices, guys taking parts off their seats. And come on, guys, it's your life. You only live once, and once you go, you're not coming back.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
It only takes once. A few years ago, you were there for sure, on the backstretch of New Egypt, there was somebody in a sprint car, I don't remember his name, but he flipped. It was really, really bad. They actually had to fly a helicopter in to pick him up.
Oh, I believe that was Harris Cohen. And Harris, if you're listening, right, Harris Cohen is the fleet mechanic for the Trenton Fire Department.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So Harris is a great friend of mine.
Okay.
And So he took a pretty bad crash. Yep. And they had to medevac him out.
Yeah, I was there that night. I was like, wow, this.
Yeah.
Jeremy Quick had to get.
And then Jeremy Quick was another one too, over in 1 and 2.
Yep.
And then. So I mean, we've had them, but those things, right? That's part of racing, right? But the things that we have control over, making sure, to your point, wearing all your safety paraphernalia, wearing all the appropriate equipment. That's when you can make sure that you'll ride it out as best as you can. Right. In regards to that. So.
We do what we do because we love the sport. We're not getting paid $1 million to do what we do. You guys travel all over the country to do what you do. USAC has some of the best stuff going on. Points races are winding down now. There's a lot of tight point races. I know it's 10 points in the modifieds at New Egypt between Go Down and Brandon Grasso. Action Track has their big Dick Tobias Memorial. That was just recently ran. And Buckwalter, when you hear Buckwalter, you know he's going to be up front, and he was the champion there. The All-Pro Speedsters was won by Steven Dravicki. All-Star Slingshots, the champion was Dylan Hawk. Is that how you say that, Kate? Okay. See, got to have Kate over here to keep me. Hannah Corman. Now, Hannah is Eric Corman's daughter, and of course we know Mr. Softy, I call him. And she won the junior slingshots, 270 micro sprinters won by Cody Siegel. And Action Track, I believe it or not, I talked to Doug Rose this week because, and I seen a post on the internet about Mandy said something about a certain site or something, and then there was a guy on the site talking about Bridgeport and Tech and this and that and the other. If you got a problem with Tech, that's fine. But have you been there? And I think the person that was running his mouth about Tech at Bridgeport hasn't never been there. It cracks me up. These keyboard warriors run their face about what's going on at a certain track, and they've never been there.
Yeah.
But it's been like that forever. It's the same people over and over. And, what are you going to do? Then Logan Watt me and Kate were talking about Logan Watt, and I've been trying to get him on the show. We were supposed to have Billy Pouch on the show tonight. We were supposed to have Paulie Hartwig. His aunt was supposed to get him for us, but he wrecked pretty bad at the accident track, but he's doing okay, and we're glad to hear that. I mean, these young talents that are coming up, I mean, there's so many of them, and we're going to try and get them on the show. And yeah, I mean, it's just crazy how these young guys are just natural and just winning races. Logan got hurt at Grandview. He comes back, he wins at Georgetown, and Hartwig just got done winning in the asphalt car, and then he went to the action track and got hurt, right?
Yeah.
So, but you know, and then the end of the season's coming, and you know the point races are tightening up, and Kate's got our cheat sheet here. So, do we got to go to a break or anything there?
Yeah.
All right, we'll go to a break, and then we'll come back.
All righty. Do you feel the need for speed and are a car racing fan? Then tune in every Thursday morning at 9:30 a.m. for the Need for Speed Auto Show, hosted by me, America's mechanic, Fred Fletcher. Everything you want to know about our local tracks and races to the NASCAR scene, as well as our area car shows and cruise nights. Brought to you by Fletcher's Garage in Fairless Hills and heard every Thursday morning at 9:30 on WBCB 1490 AM, 107.3 FM, and throughout the world at WBCB1490.com.
You won't see termites crawling across your floor, but thousands might be devouring the wood in your walls, weakening the structure of your home. For over 50 years, termite proofing and pest control of the Delaware Valley has been in the exterminating business. If you think you have a pest problem, they're the experts. Call them today at 215-639-5455. That's 215-639-5455 for TPPC. Termite proofing and pest control of the Delaware Valley gives your home or business peace of mind, knowing your pest problem is in their hands. Located at 1560 Bristol Pike in Bensalem, they use only EPA-approved material applied by licensed technicians. Call Termite Proofing and Pest Control of the Delaware Valley at 215-639-5455.
Experience the spirit of giving when you enter Flowers by Jenny Lynn. Whether it's for a wedding, a birthday, or just an I'm thinking of you, Flowers by Jenny Lynn has the perfect gift. Feast your eyes on the bright hues of the season in their fresh flower department. They also carry a wide variety of flowers daily from around the world, including tropical flowers, wildflowers, roses, and seasonal floral mixes for every taste. Flowers by Jenny Lynn also carries unique gifts like gourmet jams, candies, and cookies. Serving the area for over 25 years, Flowers by Jenny Lynn is your Fairless Hills florist. Stop by their beautiful shop to see for yourself, located at 100 Trenton Road in Fairless Hills, or check them out online at flowersbygennylynn.com. Give them a call today at 1-800-547-4551. The number again is 1-800-547-4551. Flowers by Jenny Lynn, the art of fresh flowers.
Is your home sad, lonely, and depressed? Feeling like the last house on a dead-end road? Your home may be suffering from muddy gutter syndrome. A simple call to the Delaware Valley Gutter Monkeys is the first step in the solution to muddy gutter syndrome, a medically recognized condition. Millions of homes suffer in silence from this disease, but now there's help. Break this silence and call the Delaware Valley Gutter Monkeys at 215-942-9200.
Give us a call and we'll professionally clean and repair your gutters. We'll make sure your whole roof drainage system is functioning properly and give your home our 10-point topside inspection. Visit us at DelawareValleyGutterMonkeys.com or call 215-942-9200 and we'll return your call the very same day.
Gutter cleaning by the Delaware Valley Gutter Monkeys may result in bright smiles, excessive happiness, joyous lawn dancing, and overzealous celebration. On rare occasions, cartwheels and backflips have occurred. A Delaware Valley Gutter Monkey treatment is safe for women who are pregnant or trying to become pregnant. Gutter cleaning may not be right for everyone, only people whose homes who actually have gutters.
Visit us at DelawareValleyGutterMonkeys.com.
No monkeys were harmed in the making of this commercial.
And we're back here on Wide Open Wednesday. Once again, here are your hosts, Nick Leach and Fred Fletcher.
I am so glad no monkeys were injured during that commercial.
Yes, no monkeys were harmed during that segment. So, and we have the Drift King on the line, I believe. Earl Krause. Earl?
Hola.
Good evening, everyone.
Hola, Earl. What's going on, buddy?
Fred and Nick and Kate and Warren. Good hearing you.
Hey, Earl.
So how was the
how's
drifting?
everyone doing, all right?
All right. How was that drift?
How was the
I heard it
drifting?
was good. I wasn't there. I didn't attend that one. They bring their own official crew in and announcing staff, so I wasn't there for that. We were out in Pennsylvania that night visiting some friends, but I heard it was a good night for the track. So.
Good. It's not my thing, but I'm glad the track did well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's
exactly.
for somebody. There's something for everybody. So yeah.
That's right.
That's right. That's it. It's automotive. It's racing. It's competition. So hey, as long as it works.
Yep. I prefer to have all 8 cylinders in my car.
The oval track racing will be back this Saturday, so looking forward to that.
What do you got going on?
All right, it'll be a regular show. The modifieds will be back. They'll be a 40-lap feature. And then the support division, the sportsman, factory stocks, legend cars, and the limited late models, and the touring ATQ, MRA, TQ midgets. So big 6-division show. Looking forward to it. Plus, it'll be our fan fest. We're at intermission. The pit area will be open, and all the fans can go into the pit area for 45 minutes to an hour and meet all the drivers, take pictures, get autographs. And then right around 7:15 will be the start of feature events. So the Fan Fest is always a great event, and the weather is supposed to be ideal this Saturday at the Jersey Shore. So looking forward to it.
Yeah, something different.
Now, Earl, we're kidding about the drifting, but it brings different people to the racetrack, and that's their cup of tea, just like oval track racing is ours. And they bring a lot of people to the racetrack. It's just like the other, like the monster truck show at New Egypt. They said that was really big at New Egypt. And I know Kyle brings a lot of the street racers to Maple Grove. A lot of them guys that run at Lindbergh Avenue in Philadelphia. Kyle has an open night for them guys to come to Maple Grove.
That's a great idea.
And they pack the place. He gives them a place to run that's legal.
Yes.
They can go down the drag strip. So I mean, we're not fond. I'm not saying I'm not fond of drifting. You know what I mean? But them guys spend a lot of money on them cars, and they spend just as much money on them things as we do on our stuff.
Oh, and they're serious about it.
Yeah, and they bring a different crowd, a different atmosphere, and Kyle has a Pan Am thing at Maple Grove, and there's over 4,000 people that come there for that.
Wow.
And
that's
it's like
amazing.
standing room only. So, yeah, you got to open it up to different things. You can't just do local racing, right, Earl? You got to do different things. It's show business now.
That is, and the thing is, these, talking about the folks, the drifting cars, that's their thing, just like oval track is ours. And when you get right down to it, they are automotive guys and girls. They love their cars just like we do. And yeah, absolutely. I think it's great. And it's good. For let's say a track like Wall, with the drifting, or New Egypt with the monster trucks, it brings in a different group of people, and they look at the track and say, "Wow, maybe I'll come back on a Saturday night and watch the races." So yeah, it works.
Yep.
Yeah, it makes it to where you have a diverse crowd that comes in, and like you said, they'll come back. And our deal is you get the kids, you get the parents, and once you get the kids, the parents will come. And Wall Stadium's been around for a long time, and thanks to people like you and the Krauses for doing what they do. I mean, come on, Earl. We pick on you about being a legend, but I wouldn't be the person I am today if it wasn't for a guy like you teaching me the ropes. So, but no, I mean, Wall Stadium's got to be honored to have a guy like you there every week with the knowledge that you have and the stuff that you know. And we're honored to have you come on our show every week. I mean, we joked with you about that too, but we're honored to have you call here today and also tomorrow morning when you call, because we've been getting a lot of feedback about the people that call on our show and talk racing, and we don't know what goes on at Wall. We don't know what's happening, and you give us all that info, and that helps us a lot, and we appreciate it.
Yeah, I've been sharing a lot of this, and a lot of my friends on Facebook are calling me, emailing me and stuff. They didn't even know these tracks were around until we started talking about it. I mean.
Oh, that's great.
So and once I got my car, a lot of my friends, I posted pictures of my car, hopefully what it looks like and stuff when it's done. And they're like, "Oh, you got to let us know when you're running. We want to come down." And I said, "Well, you can come down anytime with me and just sit with me and watch. We'll watch." And they're like,
"Yeah."
So
exactly.
I'm keeping in touch with everybody. But I think once I get running my cars, I'll get some people interested. People that never were interested before. But hopefully they like me. They're just not coming out to be nice.
I never knew anything about how the race paper was made and stuff.
Right.
So then I told Lenny that my boss Don Ling would supply him with a trailer and we would do the race paper. Well, lo and behold, I'm down there picking up the race paper. Who's there? Earl Krause. Earl goes, look, Nick, I'll show you how this is done. And you probably remember, Earl, you showed me how it was made, how it was pressed, and then they started doing the digital stuff. We used to have a lot of good times sitting there waiting for the paper to get done.
Yes, we did. And Nick, and I want to tell you too, all of you, it was very nice, the first part of the show, honoring the heroes of 9/11 and those we lost. And Nick, if you recall, you and I were at the printing office that morning, 9/11, because the paper was published on that Tuesday, that week's edition.
Yep.
And you came there with a truck to make the pickup, and you and I shared a lot of heartfelt thoughts that morning about what had happened.
Yeah, because they wouldn't let us go past exit 10 on the turnpike with the mail,
right?
Because of the bulk mail center being right there at exit 16, and they held the mail that day. And I think that was one of the only runs that I did that day was the race paper run, and
I believe so.
That was my deal. Don Ling said, "All right, you started this, now you got to finish it. You're going to be doing the race paper from now on," and that was my Tuesday deal. That was, and I remember when we first done it, we had put them all in bags, put them in cages, bring them back to Trenton. And, it was neat to see how the racing paper was made. It was really cool. And then, of course, Lenny, take as many as you want, and I haven't read the race paper in so long, but it was pretty neat to see Keselowski grab a race paper when he was at Pocono and say, hey, they still do this. And the race paper, Area Auto Racing News gives you a lot of knowledge. If you don't have any knowledge of racing, they cover everything.
Oh, yeah, I get mine. I leave after I get done reading it. I leave it out on my customer reception area, and the customer's been grabbing it, looking at it.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
Oh, very good. Great, thanks.
And
good.
Before social media, Earl, you waited for the race paper to come out to find out, all right, I know this guy got caught doing something, but you didn't find out, automatically. You had to wait for the race paper to come out to find out what was going on, and you'd read Earl's column, or you would read Charlene Matthews' column, or whoever was writing the column, and then you'd say, oh man, that's what happened, and then you'd bust the guy's stones on Friday night because you didn't have a chance. You know what I mean? The race paper is very valuable, even though we have the digital age now. Area Auto is very valuable.
I love it. I can't wait till it comes in to me on Thursday.
My brother John still gets it. He
wonderful.
Yep.
We get it.
Yep.
All right, Earl. Well, thanks for calling.
How's John doing there?
You know what, Earl?
He
is hanging in there. It's day by day with him. He does need a heart. They're trying different medicines with him. John, doesn't like the fact that he has to sit in a recliner and watch TV and watch races on TV. He wants to get back to the track. He has his 1985 Olsen car that he won the championship with, the original car.
Oh,
and
wow.
Wade's putting a body on it, and his goal is to drive that car. Whether he'll do it or not,
great.
I have no idea. Good. If he don't drive it, I think my godson Zach's probably going to wheel it. Or if I lose 100 pounds, maybe I'll drive it. I don't know, but we have that car, and as long as I'm taking air, that car will not leave our family again. So that's the only car he ever won a championship with in 1985 at Bridgeport. So, but he's hanging in there, Earl. I mean, if you talk to him on the phone, you would never know he was sick. You would have no idea. But when I talk to him, he's like, I miss my brother Kenny. He misses Rich. And, because Kenny lived right next door to the body shop, and of course Rich worked at the body shop. Yep. When them two guys left us, that kind of, put a big hole in John's heart. And John's never really recovered from that. And it's only me and John left of the original Leach clan. So it's just me and him. And I'm the youngest. And, I dread the thought because he's my hero. But he's hanging in there, Earl. I appreciate you asking.
Well, do me a favor, and Fred has my cell phone number.
Mm-hmm.
Text me his phone number. I'll be glad. I want to give John a call and chat with him.
Sure, he would love that. He would love that. I know
Mark.
Mark calls him every once in a while because him and Mark were like brothers. Mark calls me, and then I'll tell John Mark's going to call, and yeah, he'd be up for that, Earl. I'll get your number, and I will send you John's number.
Great.
I promise.
No, that'd be nice. Yeah,
Right,
when I first started writing for Area Auto Racing News, I was covering East Windsor, and the '99 with Mark and John. That was one of the first teams that I really met and got to know, and they took the time to show me all the background on the race car, all about it, and yeah, always remember that. And yep, I always remember John, hard charger, and a great guy outside the race car as well.
Yeah, he told me, he said they won't remember me for winning all the races, they'll remember me for all the crazy stuff that I did.
He was excited.
So, all right, Earl, we appreciate you calling, and like I said, we'll talk to you tomorrow morning, I'm sure.
Look forward to it. Take care now.
Thanks, Earl.
Thanks,
Yep.
Earl.
Thanks.
That guy there he's something. I mean, I spent a lot of time with him with the race paper and all. Are we up for another break? All right, another break.
When an Eagles player gets hurt, the team takes care of him. When you get hurt, the attorneys at Begley, Carlin, and Mandio will take care of you. They understand that a severe accident can be a life-altering event. You need a reliable teammate to fight for you. The attorneys at Begley, Carlin, and Mandio will get you great results. And if there's no recovery, there's no fee. Contact them today at 215-750-0110 for a free consultation. 215-750-0110 for a reliable ally that's on your side.
A truly unique dining experience awaits you at Fogo de Chão. Fogo de Chão awes patrons with their history and tradition of authentic Brazilian steakhouse, offering many cuts of decadent fire-roasted meats prepared over an open fire and served tableside by trained gaucho chefs. Fogo de Chão, 1337 Chestnut Street in Center City, Philadelphia. For reservations, go to www.fogo.com or call 215-636-9700.
Tune in to 1490 WBCB and 107.3 FM for Jolly and the Loon, Fridays 1 to 2 p.m. Join hosts Paul Jolovitz and Bill Warndell for the most engaging, energetic, and entertaining sports talk show anywhere live from Capitol Health's Hopewell campus and Puss in Boots Tavern Friday. Paul and Billy will take you around the world of sports and have some of the most notable sports names anywhere join them. It's Jolly and the Loon, Friday 1 to 2 p.m. right here on 1490 WBCB, 107.3 FM, and online at WBCB1490.com.
Head out to Dion Square, located at South Oxford Valley and South Olds Boulevard, to get all your essentials in one place, with the following businesses ready to serve you: Pat Dion Beverages, CVS Pharmacy, Hair Cuttery, Smile Culture Dental, Biomat, Liberty Auto Tags, Pennsylvania Fine Wine and Spirits, Lee's Hoagie House, R&J Smoothies and Juices, AutoZone, and First National Bank and Trust of Newtown. Make Dion Square your one stop for all your shopping needs at South Oxford Valley Road and South Olds Boulevard in Fairless Hills.
Hi, this is Mayor Jeff Martin of Hamilton Township, inviting you to tune in to our monthly radio show, This Month in Hamilton. Video stream live the fourth Tuesday of every month at 10 a.m. at WBCB1490.com. We will be featuring various guests from Hamilton Township to keep you up to date on what's going on in Hamilton.
And we're back here on Wide Open Wednesday. Once again, here are your hosts, Nick Leach and Fred Fletcher.
All right, we're back, and we're back with Warren's Wisdom.
Yeah, we're back with Warren's Wisdom. You know, we haven't been here in forever. You know what I mean? It feels like we were on winter vacation or whatever, and you know, come back and we got all these fabulous people here, and Warren brings the best part of them here, best part of us now.
True. Yeah,
so,
true.
Let's hear the wisdom there, pal.
So as we were talking,
while you were coming in, right, we're talking about the fire suppression bottles and checking to make sure that they're charged, make sure the travel pin is out at the top of the bottle so it'll activate if there's a need for that to go off. But one of the other things too, so we don't have to worry about it on the asphalt side of things, but on the dirt side of things, if the track's real heavy and you get a lot of the wet clay that builds up, take them when you're wiping all that off your car. Take a moment to look at the head of the nozzles, and make sure they're not covered in clay.
Right.
Because that won't help. I mean, if the nozzle is covered, the agent won't be able to come out. Right.
Now, is that what was spraying on Paulie's car? Like
I don't
fire
know.
hose?
I don't know, right? I didn't see any video yet. I've seen some pictures, so I'm not quite sure. Was the the clay that was doing it? Was the nozzle in the wrong spot? Did Paulie maybe hit it with his leg and that's why it shot straight up? I don't know, right? But yeah, that's seemed odd the way it sprayed out. Correct. It wasn't. It didn't seem right.
Is there a fixed place that it should be mounted?
There's not really a fixed place, Fred. There's
suggested place, like
So if you have a 5-pound bottle, right? You normally have one nozzle because they tell you that it should be 5 pounds per nozzle. That's kind of the average, right? Okay. So, but if you have a one nozzle system, you want to have that to the driver, right? In inside the driver's compartment, whether it sprays at coming up their feet, there's one nozzle. If you have a 10-pound bottle, right, you're gonna have probably 2 nozzles. And we say one should go to the driver, and then the other nozzle can go to where you want it to go. Maybe you want it the fuel cell. Maybe you want it the engine, right? Wherever you think it'd be appropriate in regards to that. So to make sure that that's there as well. But if you have if you do have 2 nozzles in the car, just make sure that again that they're not covered by the clay, and stuff like that. Because again, if you get into a situation, you want it to be able to go off to protection.
This is good. I had no idea. Now that I have a car, I want to make sure that that I have the right stuff in there. I might have one of those kitchen fire extinguishers.
Well, that's what we used to do, right? I mean, that's what we used to do.
Right.
If you go to some of the
car, I might have an old vintage fire extinguisher.
Yeah, I think Mike Feltenberger has or Jack Cromer. Somebody has some pictures of Frankie Clem's flip. In turns 1 and 2 at Flemington Speedway. We were late getting to the track because Dad was an iron worker, so he was working. And so we were in 1 and 2 when that flip happened. And I remember one of the drivers coming out with that little kitchen-style fire extinguisher, spraying Frank as the other firemen were coming up because the fuel cell had ruptured and it was a big ball of fire. So I think back in the day, that's what they had.
Yeah,
they had those little kitchen fire extinguishers in there. So
whatever state of the art is going in my car.
Right there you go.
We'll bring Warren over and he'll make sure it's in.
Absolutely, I'll be glad to help out with that.
I'm going to have you go over the whole thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
But there you go.
Because you want to make sure that the belts, make sure the belts are mounted properly, that they're locked. I
mean, I got it from Andy Belmont and Jimmy
absolutely,
together, so I'm sure it's right as right can
1000%. Between Andy and Jimmy, right, great guys,
exactly.
Tons of history, so I think that they probably got it set up correctly.
So it's like I said, I've been out of it for so long, it's like new to me again.
Sure, absolutely, but those guys help you.
We were looking at inside of my car, and she's like, oh, you can make sure those belts are good. So we're going through all the things. I say, I'll make sure.
Don't worry, Warren will make sure everything's all right. Yeah. Are we going to go on this to these?
So the one other part that I have.
All right, go ahead.
That's important. So as many people know, the EMS side is stuff that I do.
Yep.
It's important to have a emergency card in your trailer or someplace where somebody knows the information, because your crew guys may know, I think he takes some medicine, but I don't know what it's for, or I think he's a diabetic, but I don't know, does he take the shot or does he take the pill? So that's why it's important if drivers can put information, put it in an envelope and put, in case of an emergency, if I'm involved in an accident, open this up, because again, it's important for the EMTs and the paramedics. Yes. If we are tending to a driver, we need to know, are you on any medication? Are you allergic to any medication?
Why can't they make that a mandatory thing, like a wristband?
There have been so many different things that have been out there over the years, and they just never took off.
Wow.
Right? There was I remember somebody developed the QR code that would put on your back of your helmet. I think the Empire Super Sprints had that at one point. It never really took off.
Wow.
I believe somebody did a like the band that you're talking about that had you put a device up to it and it would pull the information off.
Right.
There's so many different things out there, but but it's important to list your medications, right?
Right.
Because if we need to give you something, I don't want it to counteract what you're
Yeah,
taking.
and kill you. Yep.
Right. If you're allergic to medication, right, it's important to know that.
Yep.
And if you have any medical history, right, again, just put it on there because, and then demographic information, right? I don't need your social security number. I just need to know your name, your date of birth, your home address, and who to call, right? Like we
Right.
talked about earlier, right? So this way, in the event there's a problem, I can call somebody to be
Right.
there for that. Because how many times do we get guys that come up and help us out, or you see posts, hey, I
Mhm.
need some crew help this week?
Right.
Right. Like where your guys are going to be away or at a
Right.
wedding, and you get some, some fans and some buddies that help you out, but they don't know that, I have an allergy to bees.
Right.
And that's why, I'm having this problem, or I'm a diabetic.
Right.
And I'm having this problem, right?
Right.
So it's important to have like that information available in your trailer, maybe in the top of your toolbox, wherever,
Yep.
just so that if something
Right.
happens, the EMS agency that's there has
Right.
some information to be able to help you.
All right. Yeah, I think that should be a mandatory thing, but all right, let's move to the points battles. Bridgeport, I think it's a championship night at Bridgeport, and Billy Pouch has a chance to win his first championship at Bridgeport. Now he's probably going to do something that he won a championship at New Egypt. His dad won a championship at New Egypt. His dad's won a championship at Bridgeport, and now he's going to get a chance to win a championship at Bridgeport, which is a pretty cool deal. I talked to Billy about that. He is the point leader. He has 594 points. Matt Stangl is second with 545. Then it's Dylan Stoyer, another young gun, 522. Billy Osmond, 495. And Ryan Krachin sits fifth. And then in the sportsman division, the iceless sportsman, of course, that's how he finishes business. Ethan Bill is your point leader with 768. Brian Papias is right behind him, 10 points behind him. And then it's Matt Peck with the Devil's number, 666. Travis Hill, 646. And Jack John with 613. The Street Stocks, Nick Sandone, Terry Cheney, Mike Hughes, Jeff Dirks, and Gary Bazowski. In the four cylinders, Lee Allen, who's a good runner there at Bridgeport, Dan Stein Jr., John Parker, Joe Gary Sr., and Colin Gale. So as we move along in our point standings, New Egypt Speedway, this is probably going to be a pretty good night there if you're going to go to New Egypt and watch the race. Ryan Godown leads the points over Brandon Grosso. Ryan has 610, Brandon has 594. And Justin Grosso has 590. So it's real tight there. Danny Creedon, first year running New Egypt all year long, right in the thick of the hunt. Tanner Van Dorn, another young gun. And we're going to continue to monitor this deal, but it's going to be over this Saturday night because that's a championship night too. Then Ryan Simmons took the point lead back from Steve Davis, and Davis took a drive to Orange County and he wound up winning. So Davis is back to his winning ways. I mean, I know last year he was going all over the place and winning. He sits second, 593, and then Mikey Butler with 554 as he left modifieds, went back to the crates, and he's doing well. David Malozar, another young gun. Matt Ellery, another young gun. That's your top five in the 602 crate sportsman. In the news, Mick DiAgostino, who comes all the way from Massachusetts. How about Heidi Hedden?
Yeah.
I know Kate likes that. She sits second in
I
the
like
points.
Heidi, too.
Shay Wills, Isaiah Masker, I believe this is his first year running, and then Larry Drake. Street Stocks, Brian Ludwig, Corey Fleming. Now, Corey Fleming moved back to the Street Stocks as he ran a modified. He's not too far behind, and that's a pretty tight race, too. Patrick Forston, Joe Wolf, and Rob Ornsby. Rob's been running sporadically because he's been helping Jimmy Blewett do the asphalt stuff, and he's been helping James, too. Four cylinders, Kyle Hurley has had a stranglehold on the wins, and then Justin Dunn decided he was going to show up and win a couple races, or probably would have been a tighter point battle if Justin ran all year. Ian Ashford, Penny Horner's in the top five, and Robbie Steinmetz. So, and Kyle Hurley has clinched the title. My secretary doing the math here, so he's clinched the title. All he's got to do is take the green, and he'll take care of that. Now we go to Grandview. Anybody else want to do this?
No,
all right, keep
you're doing
going.
such a good
Okay,
job, Nick.
we go to Grandview. TP Trailer Modifieds. Jeff Strunk. How many championships has he won? 44,000
78 points. Craig Von Dorn, 38. And I believe Strunke, all he has to do is take the green also. So Strunke will win that. Eddie Strada's 4th. Jared Umbenbauer is 5th. And then we have the sportsman cars. Dylan Swinehart, Logan Watt. Now, Dylan Swinehart's a young gun, too. So, I mean, our sport is turning to the youngsters. Mike Schneck Jr., then it's Addison Metzler. Is that?
Yeah, Meitzler.
Meitzler, there you go. Brett Gilmore. Now, Charlie Gilmore, Monk Gilmore, the whole Gilmore family. I had a crush on the Gilmore girl when I was younger. Action Track USA, the season is complete. Colin White, Hyper 600 champion. All-Pro Speedsters, Tim Buckwalter, of course. All-Star Slingshots, Dylan Hawk. Junior Slingshots, Matthew Laubach. And we all know whose son that is. Mm-hmm. That's Rick's kid. As he gets older, he's going to progress and do what he needs to do. Rick's going to be building all the bodies for him, I'm sure, because he has the body business. Then we go to Big Diamond. Season is complete. How do you say that, Kate? Quandel Concrete. See, I'm from Burlington. 358 modifieds. Brett Cressley, Kate's favorite driver. And then the USS Achi 602.
Could be achy.
Jordan Henn. And now Jordan Henn was the number 77. His grandfather owned the car that Doug Hoffman used to drive at Big Diamond, I believe. I think Jordan ran at New Egypt a few times. And the red, white, and blue auto road runners, Andrew Fayesh III. So I got to thank Kate for all the hard work she does. Oh, yeah. Now, championship night is September 14th this Saturday night at Bridgeport Speedway. The modifieds go 30 laps. Wingless sprint cars are 20 laps. Zachary Brown, you should be here. Sportsman, street stocks, and 4 cylinders. It's the last points race of the year, and then it becomes on 9/21 is the last points race, and then they have special shows from that point on. And Bridgeport's Modifieds Wingers Sprints Championship night. That's this weekend. Okay.
Yeah, everybody else is the 21st.
Everything else. All right, now, New Egypt Speedway. She's got my little notes here. 9:28 is the last points race, and then after that, it's all special events. 9:21, the last points race and special events. Championship night is this week for the modifieds for New Egypt. So, okay. Modifieds, 40 lap sportsman, factory stocks, Inex Legends. That's Wall.
Yep.
And of course, you're also the TQ midget. So, then we Grandview on September 14th, championship night. Of course, Strunk clinched that championship. So, now, BAPS is back, right? A lot of people got rained out. BAPS has the 50th annual Gary Walford. Is that what that is?
Yep,
Super Sportsman 100. Are you guys traveling out there? No.
No,
okay.
no.
So, and then, of course, we have Maple Grove. Maple Grove has the NHRA this weekend. All weekend starts tomorrow. I put a little thing on Facebook and all my media outlets to show some people how you do that. But anyhow, it's all the stars and cars. Every ticket is a pit pass. Unlike, some of the stuff that we know, it's hard to get to the drivers and stuff. When you buy a ticket for an NHRA event, you can go see these people. They'll come to the back of their trailer. They'll sign autographs. Kyle has done a lot of upgrades. The Koretsky family has done a lot of upgrades. I spent 16 hours there one night with Kyle. We were doing some paving, some patchwork, a lot of signage. All the people that won races last year on the Nitrofish Tower, all the champions from last year, they have a nice big banner that Matt Budd made because he works for Nitro Graphics now. If you're in the drag racing and you don't go to Maple Grove, it's not that far, gang. It's like 45, 50 minutes at the most down the turnpike. Yep. Get off at the Morgantown exit. Just follow the traffic as you get off the exit for Route 10, and you'll get to Maple Grove. It's pretty neat. I'll be there Saturday and Sunday. Then, of course, the following week is the Keystone Trucking Nationals. The Koretskys give me full reign to be up in the tower. I call it the Castle of Chaos because it's known as the House of Chaos, and most people don't know why they call it the House of Chaos. Kenny Koretsky Sr. was Captain Chaos. Kyle is Kid Chaos, hence the House of Chaos. and that's why they call Maple Grove the House of Chaos. And if you ever go there and watch some racing, you'll know why it's the House of Chaos. So I don't know what I'll be doing Saturday and Sunday. I'm going to try and shoot some video for me and Fred. Of course, Fred said he's going to come Sunday,
yep.
and him and Greg, and going to try and talk to some people. But this is what drag racing fans look for. It's close to home, and it's really a special event. And it starts tomorrow and goes right through Sunday. And then the following week is the Keystone Trucking Nationals. Kenny brought that back because Englishtown doesn't have that anymore. And the trucks that come there, and they're going to have a burnout contest this year for the big trucks. So I get to announce that, and then they get to take a trip down our strip. So, and it's going to be pretty exciting. I can't wait to get back behind the microphone and get to see some people and have some fun. But I'm blessed. I'm blessed to be here with Fred and you guys, and I'm blessed to be able to go to Maple Grove and do what I do. There's a lot of people that have a lot of faith in me, and I appreciate that, and I appreciate you and Warren coming tonight. And Warren's wisdom on once a month here is valued. I mean, he has a lot of knowledge, and Warren's always been my brother from another mother, and Fred said he's more than welcome, and what you do for us, Kate, we can't replace that either. So it's fun. I'm having fun.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. And if somebody has a question, if somebody has an idea, hey Warren, what about this, or can you talk to us about that, or whatever that might be, like there's ways to get a hold of us, right? I mean, you can go to the Facebook
even
page.
if you're on Facebook, you can go to our Need for Speed page, and we'll find a way to get a hold of you.
Yeah, absolutely.
You guys are on there.
Yeah, so this way we can answer those questions.
Yeah, if
right?
you don't want to call the radio show, you feel that you don't want to do that, message us.
Right, absolutely.
Message Fred, message me, Warren, Kate, whoever you want to message, and then we'll bring it up as a topic on the show.
Somebody may have a question about belts, right?
If you message, if you got a question for Warren, we'll save it for when Warren comes on once a month, and Warren will field his questions. But if you have a question for me or Fred or Stone Cold Steve over there, if you have any wrestling questions, Steve will field them. We don't have no problem with that. So, but I mean, it's great to be back in the studio. I missed this. Sorry I was a little late, but duty calls, and we got to do what we got to do.
Oh, yeah, one thing I want to talk about before we go off air is our hot rod sander that I'm having at my shop on November 30th. It's always a fundraiser. It's a WBCB live remote broadcast. Me and Jim Foxwell will broadcast from my shop. We collect toys for tots. This will be the 9th year that I've been doing it.
Oh, wow.
And it's become actually a community staple. People they get a hold of me. They're like, you're doing it again. You're doing it again.
Cool.
And
awesome.
we honor my friend John Lesky, who was like the secret Santa for a lot of years. He would bring over like $1,500 in cash, and then he would bring probably between 500 and 1,000 toys himself. So he helped us hit our quote unquote goal of. I try to surpass it. Last year we were at 2,100 toys. So I want to get the word out early. It's November 30th. I get a whole bunch of, we have Disciples of Christ Motorcycle Ministries come out with their motorcycles, and they bring their hot dog cart. So it's all free hot dogs. I set up a lunch tray and all that stuff in my shop. I spend the day before, we have it cleaning my shop, so it's all clean. And we usually get about 25 to 30 vintage cars, but the added spin this year is we're going to have a few race cars. My car will be there. I talked to, Chrissy's talking to Johnny Scarpati about bringing his car over. Dom Antonelli's going to bring his car over.
Danny Heber's going to bring his car.
Going to bring his car over.
Yep.
So if anybody wants to get an up-close personal look at the dirt track cars or drag cars or whatever we have out there, anything to get the interest for racing, as well as collecting toys for Tots and doing all that we do for the community. So it's a great, successful event. The firehouse comes down from down the street. They bring the hook and ladder.
Cool.
And the kids get to sit on the truck. They get to, fire up the sirens.
That's awesome.
So, it's just a great time. It's November 30th. It's from 10 to 3. The live broadcast will be from 12 to 2. And it's just a lot of fun. Don't miss it. Bring a toy. And there's a whole lot of stuff going along behind the scenes. Every year it seems like somebody wants to latch on or join us. I shouldn't say latch on. Join us with what we do, and they bring their charities. Like I was a chairman for Relay for Life for Cancer Society, American Cancer Society, and they come and they set up a table. And we also have a raffle where you can win 4 free tires, through my tire distributor, Allen Tire, and GT Radial. So it's just totally cool. An awesome day. So make a day of it. Mark it on the calendar, November 30th.
All right. Make sure you go to Maple Grove this weekend. You got 4 days to do it. So.
I'll be there.
All right. I'll be there too. Stone Cold.
We're done.
We're done.
I think
I think we're all done here, man. I concur with you guys.
As Kyle Koretsky would say, I'm out.
That's right.
All right. Well, everybody tune in tomorrow at 9 o'clock for Under the Hood, and 9:30 for Need for Speed. We'll be touching on this stuff again, and have a great night.
Join hosts Paul Domowitch and Paul Jalovitz this and every Monday from 6 to 7 p.m. for the Independence Blue Cross Monday Night Kickoff Show live from the Great American Pub in Conshohocken. Join the pause as we'll have a different Eagles alumni guest each week and break down the team's upcoming matchup. It's the Independence Blue Cross Monday Night Kickoff Show live from the Great American Pub in Conshohocken right here on 1490 WBCB and 107.3 FM. Need a perfect lunch or dinner spot? Johnny Longhots at 545